What's up everyone, welcome back to Miami Miles. My name's Mickey. In today's video, we are picking up my brand new Guntherwerks. Can't believe those words are coming out of my mouth. Full carbon body, even though it's painted black. Gold plating over the engine bay. Carbon everywhere on the inside. Over $1 million I paid for this. That's right, I sold some of my crypto. Dogecoin has exploded in the last 2 days and now I'm ultra rich. So there you have it, guys. You know I'm kidding. You know I'm too broke for this. In reality, we are picking up my Cayman GT4 RS from here. And I wish I was picking that up. That'd be incredible one day. We had to get the car set up because next week we are taking it to the TPT track day. And last time I took it to the TPT event, the car didn't inspire that much confidence under hard braking. It understeered a bit at the limit. And I wanted to eliminate those bad characteristics to get the most out of it. But more importantly than that, John from Soul Performance sent me the competition over axle pipes because he's always told me that these competition OAPs in place of the catted OAPs, not only do they provide a different tone, they make a bunch more power, but most importantly, they drone even less. An exhaust that almost drones as much as stock now is going to drone even less. So I imagine the car is going to drive a lot like stock with the valves shut, but it's going to go crazy when you turn the valves on. So anyways, let's get right into it. Before we go to the 4RS, come here. This thing's been sitting here tempting me for a couple months. The 4.0. So Neil left it open for me. Let me actually sit in it. Oh, wow. Dude, these seats are so much more comfortable in my buckets, but the car feels a lot less sporty. Let me test out the clutch here. Wow, dude, the clutch is way different than mine. I would say a good 30 pounds, probably 20 pounds less of force needed to actuate the clutch, and the shifter is a lot smoother. Overall, great place to be. The question is this thing worth 2.5 times my 3.8? Because I would buy this, do the crazy exhaust, do the plenum, molest it, and at $700,000 to $800,000, I'd probably go bankrupt. So, not for me. Let's see what else is in here. Hey, Sunil, good to be back.
Always good to have you here.
Dude,
Welcome.
I need one of these in my life. What do I have to do to get one of these, Sunil?
Well, you came to the right place.
Okay.
You know the right guys.
Do you have a stripper pole anywhere for me to get tips?
You know that's between us.
But dude, this
Little
thing is
after hours
unbelievable.
question.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, that's cool, right?
So you said this car is one of 25.
Yes.
What else can you tell me about it? Carbon everything.
Yeah, all carbon exterior panels. It's got a 430 horsepower, naturally aspirated, flat six with individual throttle bodies and Motec. It's built by our good buddy up in Oregon, Jeff Gamroth, he's crazy.
Yeah.
He's the best kind of crazy, and so he does all the drivetrain and powertrain work on these cars. And yeah, there's JRZ dampers. It's really a performance car.
Have you driven it?
I've not this one, but I've driven their own kind of internal car, and it's pretty ridiculous. Yeah.
I think the $1 million question is how much is this gold plating right here?
How much? How effective is it? How
much
good
does it cost?
How much does it cost?
Like I would not get that option.
Really,
I don't think.
you buy that and you just get the rest of the car.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But Guntherwerks makes
Yeah.
some stunning cars. I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get one on the list. And then you
Yeah.
said you had a good story about this thing.
Yeah, I've been wanting to tell this story because I love this car. A lot of people think they walk by it and they think it's just a modified old 911 turbo, and it's not. This is actually, so I'll start here. These two little die-cast models, that's actually this car.
Really?
So this is in 1979 when it raced at Le Mans, finished second in class.
What?
Yeah, and this is in 1980 when it raced at Le Mans. So two different liveries. This is the car now as it sits without any livery on it. So it was delivered new in Italy, and then it raced in Europe for 4 years, and then it was purchased by the Whittington brothers. which I don't know. Have you heard of the Whittington brothers before? Okay, so they were kind of infamous and famous in the racing world back in the late 70s because they were funded through marijuana smuggling.
Okay.
That was their business. So
they're
they were
drug
drug
dealers.
smugglers. Yeah, they're drug smugglers. They showed up, they were co-driving with this gentleman, Klaus Ludwig, in the Kramer 935. And they wanted to start the race. And the owner of the team was like, no, you can't start the race. We're going to use Ludwig. He's a better driver. He's faster. And they said, okay, what will it take for us to start the race off? And he said, well, you need to buy the car. And they went, okay, how much does that cost? And they kind of did some like quick math, like $250,000. Mind you, this is 1979. And they said, okay, so they go, disappear for a little bit, come back with duffel bags full of cash and go, okay, boom, here you go. So that's how they were rolling. So it's funny because this car finished second in class.
Not with them driving.
No, it finished second to the car that they finished first with.
Wow.
And that was that car was a 935. And that was one of the few times a GT class car actually finished ahead of all the prototypes.
Wow.
So a 911 base car won Le Mans outright in 1979.
Whoa.
So they bought this car in 1980. It was delivered to Miami International, the airport. It got pulled off the plane, driven in the rain on the street to Fort Lauderdale to their house in Las Olas, and parked in their garage, and they used it as a street car.
Dude, that is
This race car
incredible.
that was at Le Mans. It's funny because if you look inside, like it has power windows.
Wow.
It has carpet. It has a horn. It has a lot of things that you wouldn't expect a race car to have necessarily. And that's because the requirements at the time for the class it raced in, it didn't actually need to be super stripped out to meet its minimum weight. So it has, I'm not gonna say creature comforts, but it has some things you wouldn't expect a car like this to have. Yeah. Dude. So it has the flat fan, 3-liter, single turbocharged motor with old school Bosch CIS fuel injection. So this is really all the technology. This is a 1976 car. And this is all the technology that the 930, the 911 turbo at the time was using, except didn't have, air to water intercoolers and a flat fan, but it did use the same type of fuel injection system, a lot of trickle down sort of tech for the street car. Wow.
Nowhere to hide the weed in this thing though.
They were very serious about racing. The Whittingtons, whether it was, primarily cars, but they raced everything from, boats to planes, very big into planes.
Really?
Yeah. But it's a very, very interesting era in motorsports, really.
Such an
IMSA was, there were a lot of characters back then in the 80s, a lot of similarly funded, racing operations. That's just how, that was the time,
Oh.
What's it sound like?
Shit.
No? He's just saying that. We'll hear it in a moment.
Yo, rev
First
blast
impressions?
that shit.
Oh yeah. John. A lot cleaner.
Te gusta?
Time for a drive. Straight piped GT4 RS. Ooh. See if I notice anything. Yeah, the tone's already drastically different from stock, and the car, I think it's like a 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch lowered because it got an alignment. Let's start this thing with valves off. Oh my goodness. That's the thing about Soul, bro. It's like, it is so livable with the valve exhaust with the valves closed. You can hear yourself think, you can have a conversation. Oh my goodness. Shout out to Zweck for this alignment. The car feels so much more direct, even driving down this regular ass road. But I'm gonna go valves open. I've got 11 miles to empty. Let's see if we can do the road course here around Zweck. Let's see. For those of you that don't know and you didn't see the last video, what we did today is we swapped the catted OAPs for just resonated straight OAPs. So right now we're not running any type of catalytic converter at all. This car is straight piped. But the car is louder than before, pitch is a little bit deeper, and the sound is even cleaner than it was. I need to give it the beans, but I'm out of gas. So we either find a gas station or we're gonna run out. Obviously, because we have no cats, it smells like gas. One time. Traction control through first and second, but I'm gonna stop really quick and get some gas. See you guys in a minute. Actually, I almost put diesel in it. Good thing it's a completely different pump, bro, because that would have happened right now. Uncle Pete, bro, if you don't straight pipe cars, like cars suck. We got straight people coming out the back.
Uncle Pete with his igloo house.
Uncle Pete
in the Antarctic
not
circle.
Driving his non-straight pipe cars currently because it's minus 48 degrees in Chicago. Check the tip.
Back to the video.
We're back.
Back to the video, guys.
Now it won't start. I broke it already. So why did I do all this stuff to this car at this juncture? Alignment. Switch those stupid little lights in the front from yellow to clear, which look absolutely incredible, and straight pipe. Well, next week we are going with TPT back to the track. Let's see. I'll throw the power curve up right here. This exhaust being fully straight pipe moves the power band it has a little less mid-range than the catted setup, and it makes more power up top. And I think you could feel it a little bit. The car definitely feels more free flowing, it feels faster, and it feels just crazier. You know what I love most about the 4RS? That on the inside, the acoustics are so good. The car sounds stock. And obviously that's a testament to Porsche and Soul Performance, because right now the car sounds completely stock in here. Oh my God, bro, the drone is gone. Zero drone. Zero drone. Wow. Valves open. The drone range from 2,000 to 3,000 RPM that actually used to have a hint of it more so than stock is completely gone. This car no longer drones at all. It's like a stock car, but it's fully straight piped. One more, guys. See you guys back at Zweck. All right, guys, that's the end of the video. 4RS is dialed in for TPT track day next week.
I'm super excited. Hopefully you enjoyed the straight piped sound from that Soul Performance exhaust. We got the alignment. I am very excited to experience this as it sits for the next few weeks. If you're looking forward to that, go down below, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, comment, all that stuff, and I look forward to seeing you next video. Take care. Peace.